With the highly anticipated release of Avengers Endgame hitting theatres, a group of remarkable YouTube channels were brought together by script doctor extraordinaire Nando V Movies to create the movement One Marvelous Scene, in which each creator would choose a scene from the Marvel Cinematic Universe and discuss what makes it work so well. I, of course, was not one of those people, for obvious reasons. However, everybody was encouraged, regardless if selected or not, to create their own videos.
Make your own. What scene do you think is interesting?
Which is why I'm here today. With the release of Avengers Endgame, marking a culmination of 10 years worth of storytelling in the MCU, as well as lots of relatively small creators having the chance to have their contributions recognised, I thought I'd be remiss if I didn't take the opportunity to try my hand at making one. There are several great scenes in the MCU, many of which have already been covered by people much more experienced than I am, which can be found in the playlist linked in the description. However, before you view those, I would really appreciate it if you stayed and gave my attempt a chance. So, what scene do I choose? What do I feel is worth mentioning that hasn't been already? Well, I guess I would have to go with a scene from the first Thor movie. I believe the first Thor film is often overlooked. Sure, it may not be the best MCU film, and a lot of development has happened since its release, but there are moments where it really does shine. The lighting, the colouring, film's visual style, and especially the characterization of Loki. I'm sure a lot of people don't really miss this interpretation of Thor, and might prefer his more comedic and carefree attitude that was introduced in Thor Ragnarok, which is totally fine. I myself think that worked well for the tone that film was setting. However, when I think of Thor, I keep coming back to when we first meet him. The rugged, charming, yet arrogant prince who eagerly awaits to become king and protector of Asgard. So, the scene I have chosen, which luckily hasn't yet been covered, is Thor's banishment from Asgard. Following an intrusion at the palace by some frost giants, interrupting Thor's coronation ceremony, Thor advised his father Odin that they should retaliate and attack the frost giants' home of Jotunheim in order to break their spirit and instill fear.
What action would you take?
March into Jotunheim as you once did. Teach them a lesson. Break their spirit so they'll never dare try to cross our borders again.
Odin rejects this.
As king of Asgard...
But you're not king! Not yet.
Thor, acting against his father's wishes to protect the peace treaty, thinking that he knows the true way to peace, then travels to Jotunheim with the Warriors 3 to seek an audience with the frost giant king, Laufey. Due to Thor's arrogance and lust for battle, a fight ensues, which leads with Odin appearing and bringing them back safely via the Bifrost. It is here in which the scene transpires. We see one of Thor's friends has been injured, a product of Thor's own recklessness.
Why did you bring us back?
You realize what you've done, what you've started?
I was protecting my home.
You cannot even protect your friends. How can you hope to protect the kingdom?
Thor, while admirably trying to display leadership and bravery, has violated the peace treaty. He has invited violence and war into the realm of Asgard, into his home, into the home of his people. Nearly an hour ago, he was to be sworn in as king. Now we question, was he even ready to be? He has broken the tenets that he swore to uphold.
Do you swear to guard the 9 realms?
I swear.
And do you swear to preserve the peace?
I swear.
Do you swear cast aside all selfish ambition and to pledge yourself only to the good of the realm.
I swear!
Which could even be seen as a foreshadowing of his actions to come. You can see it in Odin's face, the anger and the disappointment, not only in his son, but in himself, for not realizing his mistake sooner.
I was a fool to think you were ready.
The performances from the actors lend themselves so well to the scene. That combined with the music and the warm golden lighting we see throughout our time in Asgard, which was lacking for Ragnarok, is just a joy for the eyes to behold. Thor, in his efforts to prove himself worthy of the throne, has in fact proven himself as unworthy.
You are unworthy of these realms. You're unworthy of your title. You're unworthy.
You can see it in Thor's face, the bewilderment. Thor has always had it easy as a prince. The mighty Thor, who has fought in countless battles, stands in this moment with no words, no witty remarks, struggling to believe this could ever happen to him. Then Odin realizes what he must do. A hard choice, no doubt, but for the good of his people, and for Thor's own good, as much as it may pain him to do so. He strips Thor of his power, as well as his mighty hammer, which was mentioned as a fine companion for a king.
So long entrusted with the mighty hammer Mjolnir, its power has no equal. As a weapon to destroy, or as a tool to build, it is a fit companion for a king.
And he casts Thor down to earth, where he meets Jane and her friends, learns to care for the people of Earth, and is humbled by his mortal experiences. It is a simple scene, which achieves its purpose of progressing Thor's development into the hero we know him as now. But the execution of that scene, and how it plays out, to me, is quite a marvel. So, that was my one marvelous scene. I've always really liked and admired this scene from Thor and thought this would be a good way to express my thoughts on it. Thank you to anybody who watched this video in its entirety, or even just some of it. Either way, it really does mean a lot. And of course, I must thank Nando V Movies. Without him, and the inspiration from many of the other creators I've seen take part, this video would never have happened. Seriously, check out the playlist in the description of all the other One Marvelous Scene videos. They're great. Watch them all. If you happen to enjoy this video, then of course, like and comment. You are of course welcome to subscribe if you so wish. I should state that I'm not the most active person on YouTube. I don't tend to upload too often, only every now and again, with this being my first time foraying into this kind of territory, which I'm sure is quite obvious due to the somewhat messiness here and there. Sorry about that, by the way. But if enough people happen to like what I did with this, then I would consider attempting to make more of these types of video essay style projects in the future. That is, assuming completing this one doesn't kill me, which it very well might. So, it's up to you. Comment, give your ideas. Thanks for watching.